Streaming to little or no viewers at all and trying to become partner or affiliate on Twitch is rarer than you think, and the trends for the total numbers of partners and affiliates on Twitch has essentially flatlined in the last 6 months, meaning less and less people are getting into streaming or even getting into affiliate and partner statuses. And this is why I'm making this video. Today I want to talk about my personal top 7 tips that makes your stream unique and is sure to keep people around and watching your stream. But quick disclaimer, however, I am a small streamer myself, and even I stream to only 5 to 10 people on most days. But fraud, why would I listen to you if you aren't a big streamer yourself, you might ask? Well, I'm here to grow my channel just like you, and these are the tips I've learned to get me into affiliate and on the road to partner on Twitch. So let's get into it. Number 1. Be consistent, and this is where I've always struggled the most, and now I've personally dedicated only Mondays and Tuesdays of every week to streaming, and that's what I tell my audience my schedule is. I'd say my best advice here is to at least pick 2 days out of the week, or as many as you feel comfortable with. Pick your start time, and don't forget to include your time zone when mentioning it to your chat, because many viewers do like to ask. And then you have the option to actually input that right into your Twitch schedule. Make sure you're always on time. And most importantly, don't gas yourself out, which this is going to lead to our next tip, number 2. Get some rest. Don't exhaust yourself. This is why I'm kind of against having a full-time schedule. Others may argue, and I could be right, but personally I think the last thing I want to do is hop onto a stream because I feel forced to be there. I want to always make sure I'm fully rested, in a good place mentally, and ready to laugh and interact with my viewers. If I'm not prepared in that sense and still scheduled to stream even though I don't want to, then I have to jump on and act like I'm happy, try to stay upbeat and interested in everything I'm seeing on screen, even when I don't want to play that game sometimes. And truthfully, when you're getting those feelings, you're likely not being the best version of yourself on camera. Guys, I just had an epiphany. Number 3, quality over quantity. Streaming every day for long hours or even just a couple times a week means nothing if your live stream doesn't look like it's worth viewing aesthetically. If people come to your stream and all they see is a game being streamed, there's no camera, nobody's talking on the microphone, then they're likely not going to want to stay. They could just watch that on YouTube. This doesn't mean you have to spend a fortune to make everything look pretty. I mean, there's a point where spending too much money could hurt your wallet, and honestly, who would spend that much anyway? Right? But seriously, I have rated a couple of other Twitch streamers in the past, and the one thing I noticed was the last thing I wanted to do was drop off my viewers to some toxic live streamer's channel.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
Finding someone who looks approachable, wholesome, and genuine is often a trait in itself. Not to mention, the raid helped those streamers with more followers, and they even return the favor, which shouldn't be your intention, I might add. But back to the tip here, you want to be that wholesome, approachable, and funny person. So if another Twitch streamer or raider is coming your way, make sure that everything looks as best as you possibly can, and that way they know you're approachable, welcoming, and that you're more than likely to get raided in that sense as well. There's kind of multiple tips within this one tip, by the way, but it's all about stream quality, not quantity, as I mentioned. But on to audio and video as well. Double check your audio and video settings and keep them in check. Revisit the settings often and keep doing that to assure something doesn't change without you knowing. Sometimes a Windows update can change an audio setting and you're not even aware, so just make sure you keep an eye on it and get your chat engaged too. Ask them to give you a sound check here and there, which my chat has kind of learned it's a common theme now. They'll always like come back to me and just be like, sound check looks great, and they'll do that on both my TikTok and Twitch, so shout out to you guys, you know who you are. So yeah, just make sure you keep a close eye on that always. And have a good volume balance. Nothing is worse than having a mic that's too quiet or too loud. It's always best to balance it out with your game and your other audio sources. Your mic should always be heard no matter what's on the screen, but just make sure everything else is loud enough for the viewers as well. And consider using subtitles for all the games you're playing. Having subtitles is a great way to keep viewers around, as it will often entertain them with something to constantly pay attention to on screen when you happen to get quiet. As for the video quality, do some quick research. There's many sources that will explain exactly what your OBS settings or Streamlabs settings should be when you're trying to set up just about anything when it comes to live streaming. A quick YouTube or Google search will often give you the answer you're looking for within seconds. And once you are set up, be sure to check out this video on how to simulcast on Twitch and TikTok if you're using those platforms. Number 4. Be yourself. Nothing is more uncomfortable than trying to navigate an uncomfortable word jungle of topics that you just don't know what you're talking about. If your viewers are passionate about one thing and you're not quite educated in that topic but want to know more and keep the chat engaged, talk to them about it. Be honest, ask questions, and take this as an opportunity to learn. Knowing what a viewer is talking about can sometimes be the best thing to occur. It's the perfect setup for a new full conversation, or it could lead to a good joke that just comes off the top of your head because maybe you were kind of an idiot. But don't forget to keep it real, and if it's a topic you're uncomfortable talking about, either let them know or perhaps just don't say anything at all. Also talk about yourself here and there too. The viewers are here for you and likely want to know more about you. Just be safe, and of course, never provide any personal information. What and how you respond to each individual and how you talk about yourself and your interests on your live stream is how you're going to set the overall morale and genre of you and your community. Number 5, avoid playing games that are overly saturated, especially if you're a Twitch streamer. On Twitch, you're going to notice that it's extremely hard to be found on there if all you're doing is streaming live on Twitch, since it has no ways for you to be discovered unless directly searching for your channel. Playing a game that has tens of thousands of viewers will already place you at the bottom of the list, since most people that they want to view is sorted by most viewers. Meaning, for someone to notice you, they'll have to scroll all the way to the bottom of that very busy game just to find you. And even when they get to the bottom, the amount of one viewer streamers there is sometimes in the hundreds, and people have to scroll endlessly just to find you. In fact, I've even seen people's computers start crashing once they scroll to the bottom of a very popular game like Fortnite or Apex Legends. Instead, try sticking with games that have 3,000 or even 1,000 viewers or less, or better yet, take a peek at how many streamers are playing that game. Go look into the game first. Try to notice how close to the top you would be if you had only one viewer, for example, and the further to the top of where you would land on that list of live streamers, the better. And this way your stream can be found a lot easier and others won't have to scroll endlessly to get to your channel. It also gives raiders, like people who like to raid other channels, it gives them less options to choose who to raid, and often that person who's doing a raid may want to raid somebody playing the same game. So if you have a very nice looking stream and you're playing a game in common with somebody who likes to raid, they may actually consider raiding your channel, and they'll have less options to choose from. But when they see that you're that fun, approachable, wholesome, funny content creator, they're gonna look at that and be like, this guy looks like he's worth dropping off all my viewers onto, so they're not gonna be getting hosted into some toxic environment. That is key. I was once rated by somebody who had 85 viewers on Twitch once, and that was my absolute peak of how many viewers landed in my stream at once. It was kind of crazy, and I honestly was thankful that I was ready for it. Shout out to Myred Media on Twitch. I never did forget that. That actually meant a lot to me. Thank you so much. Number 6, and possibly the most important one, is promote all your socials. Get discovered in other ways by using other platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, and even Instagram Reels and Twitter. That way, when you have a clip to show off, you can post it for views on social media to generate interest in your live streams, so people have a preview of exactly what they're going to be able to see. Set up all of the socials you're comfortable with and work from there. Personally, I've always relied on TikTok, as that's where I've been the most successful and the most active, and often going live on TikTok has great discoverability. I cannot say enough good things about the TikTok algorithm. I've had days where I stream to no viewers, but I've also had days where I'm streaming to over 500 or even 600 viewers. Since people are consistently scrolling on TikTok, it's only a matter of time before your TikTok live pops up in front of a new viewer, and the new viewers are endless. All it really takes is for an important scene or emotional scene to be happening in a game, or for you to be yelling or laughing at something just at the right time. And right off the bat, if somebody is scrolling to this on TikTok, they may see this and stick around. With the algorithm, as long as nobody's leaving, more people will be joining, and it'll grow exponentially from there. And then some of those viewers will start following and liking the live, and next thing you know, it's exploding. TikTok is arguably the best live streaming platform out there. There, I've said it. Honest to God, it just holds so much value in that it knows how to get people in front of you the most, and the next thing you know, you're sitting in front of an insane number of viewers you thought was possibly never going to happen. Take advantage of this when it happens to you, and be sure not to promote too much. Bring up your other socials every few minutes or so, and try not to force it on the viewers or they'll just leave. Even more so, just try and slide it in there as if it's conversation more than shoving it in their face. Generate the interest for the viewer. As for YouTube, I've only lately gotten started on posting more to shorts and long form content, but I also know YouTube is the most important platform out there. And the reason I believe this is, just look at me for example. I barely have any followers on my YouTube at all, and when I first started live streaming on both TikTok and YouTube a couple of years back, I only had something like 128 YouTube followers. And then I started posting consistently to TikTok, and there I ended up having a few videos go viral, which grew me to a few thousand followers on TikTok. But that actually translated over to YouTube and bumped me all the way up to 400 subscribers. And shout out to y'all for getting me over 10,000 followers on TikTok now, and over 500 on YouTube, by the way. Thank you so much. And that being said, take advantage of all the platforms you're personally comfortable with. Use them to show your followers why your live stream is worth following. Number 7, and this one I will just consider the most important rule for while you are live streaming, and it's always talk. Even if you're streaming to no viewers, get good at just reacting, being loud and funny, chatting, and don't miss any comments from viewers. That'll happen automatically once you gain a lot of viewers and there's just too much on screen to read. But have fun with this part. You never know what can be used as a good clip, and the only way to include yourself in those clips is if you have a genuine reaction to something that's funny or controversial. That's sure to get people chatting once posted on a TikTok or a YouTube short. And that leads us into a great segue for the end of this video. So guys, I haven't done that in a while, but hey, if you've made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to do all the fancy things. You know the drills. Drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you think this video has helped you. And stay tuned, because we're going to be dropping many more videos like this one. This is only the beginning. So in the meantime, do all those things, stay in touch, come catch me on the live streams if you want to chat about anything discussed in this or any of my other videos. And in the meantime, we'll catch you on the flip side. All right, cheers.